Good morning. How are we all? Susie Cobden. I've had an unusual week. It probably started on Sunday, but been feeling unusually low, which for me that it's unusual. Unusually low. It was unusual. Anyway, when we're feeling low, we tend to notice everything else that's going on around us that helps us to keep feeling the same way. And over the next few days, I'd had a few little instances that had come to my awareness that really added to the heaviness that I was feeling. Because I was feeling heavy and I had stuff on my mind. I wasn't sleeping well either, which of course added to the whole situation. So, I'd had 3 or 4 days of this, and then a friend of mine did something that really hurt me deeply. And looking back, I know I overreacted. I judged myself. Hello, Paulette. Lovely to have you here. Yeah, I judged myself, or I judged her according to me or against me. I applied my values to her, and in doing so, I came up short. Hello, Holly. And that only hurt me all the more. Whenever we assume something or expect something, we're actually judging what we're looking at against our own self, perhaps our own values or the way we'd react. And that really isn't fair, because all of us are different people and we've all got our own beliefs. Hey, Laura. We've all got our own beliefs and our own personality, and we can't expect any other person to be the same as us. So, looking back, I know that this person only acted the way that she should have acted. But she didn't act how I expected her to act, and that made me feel bad. And it was my own thoughts that made me feel bad, not her actions. It was my judgment and my expectation and her not living up to what I expected that made me feel bad. Hey, Amber. And as I said, I really overreacted. I couldn't think about the situation without crying. It really hurt me deeply. And, I measured myself then against her reaction and guessed that her reaction was because there was something lacking in me, that I wasn't good enough, that, for some reason, she didn't want to be a part of, my life, or, there was lots of things going on. But it came back to my own thoughts. Now I'm a life coach and I know that I create my own life. So I know that every experience, every situation is perfect for our expansion. But I couldn't separate myself from the pain to see it clearly, to see what was going on. And, when you're in these low feelings, it's really hard to take a higher perspective because the energies just don't line up. So I've had self-worth issues all of my life. I thought I'd cleared it, but as soon as this happened, all of those self-worth issues jumped out again. I thought, this is about me. I know it's about me. I know I'm hurting because of my thinking. But hey, why is all this self-worth stuff still coming up? Anyway, I was speaking to another friend yesterday, a very wise, a very loving, a very conscious friend, and she pointed out that it had nothing to do with self-worth. My friend that I got upset with, was acting in her own best interest, and it had nothing to do with me. You know, she makes her choices and I make mine. But I made it about me, and I made it about lack, and instantly I was hurting because I'd left my alignment with my inner self to take on these beliefs that weren't serving me. And the beliefs that brought me undone was actually the judgment, you know, and I try not to judge anybody. But obviously, you know, judgment wasn't straight out judgment. It was hidden in assumption. It was hidden in expectation. And it needed something powerful for me to see it and to get rid of it. So I'm grateful for my friend yesterday who pointed out to me where I was straying from my center, from my alignment, where I actually stepped out of my knowing and my inner perspective and actually taken on these beliefs that I wasn't good enough. Because I am good enough, and I know that. We're all good enough. We're good enough just because we're here. And when we know from inside, when we know from our core, when we're in alignment, there's no question of that. And our outer experiences are showing us where we're deviating from our knowing. And in that way, it's a gift. But it's also a gift to realise that we shouldn't assume that it's an old issue again and again and again. You know, by me thinking it was self-worth, I was creating more self-worth issues for myself. So, you know, if you've got something going on in your life, it's worth sharing it with somebody you trust. Somebody who is a bit conscious perhaps, who can give you a different perspective, a life coach. You know, it's worth having somebody who's not deep in what's going on to give you that extra perspective. You know, nobody has the same perspective as us, so we can't expect anybody else to have our same identical values and to act in the same way. It's ridiculous. And remembering that I created the whole situation, well, co-created it, but I played my role in it for my own learning and my own understanding and my own expansion, and to create, you know, my life in alignment with me, to become more whole so that I can enjoy more of what I have to offer. You know, when something is missing in our lives, it means there's a part of us that we haven't understood or awakened to yet. And every experience in our life, especially something that hurts us deeply, is pointing to something that we need to look at. And getting help on finding what it is we need to look at is so valuable and can help us move forward in such big ways. So, in a twisted kind of way, I'm grateful for my friend. I'm grateful for the learning that she gave me, for the understanding that came through the whole situation. And I'm super grateful for my friend yesterday who lent an ear and a heart and helped me work through these perspectives, because as soon as she gave me her perspective on what was going on, it was like everything just shifted instantly. Suddenly I felt at ease. You know, I'd gone from terribly hurt to peaceful in just seconds. So I knew that she'd hit the nail on the head. So, you know, if you're hurting over something, what are you dwelling on? Where are your thoughts taking you that separated yourself from your truth, from your knowing, from what your inner self knows is true? And if you need help, reach out. You know, as I said, I'm a life coach. I'm happy to listen. I'm happy to give my perspective. But if you've got someone close to you who's conscious, or a good friend who's not going to judge you, speak about it. Open up. Because it's in the sharing that the gift happens. So have a beautiful day. I'm just sitting down here. I don't know if you can hear the bird life. There's a plane or something out there as well, but yeah, I'm just sitting down by the river enjoying a beautiful sunny morning, and got my feet in the grass and just really connecting back to myself and enjoying life. So thank you all for joining me this morning, and have a beautiful day. Bye for now.